Jourgensen, of course, the founder of Ministry, is our guest for the rest of the hour. Then Bob Chapman coming up on the economy. Look, we're having discussions during the breaks, and I kind of want to repeat that now here on air. And I'm like, Al, I understand the ultra-rich are avoiding almost all taxes, but it's the ultra-rich that are promoting, let's get the rich on all these TV shows. They're promoting this idea. Then they're going to bait and switch it in the tax plans they've put out and literally gang rape people making $250,000, $500,000, $1 million a year that actually is funding the economy. You got the head of his economic council, the head of GE, moving their X-ray factories to China. You've got General Motors with using billions to move its plants in the bailout to China and Brazil. This is globalism. And so all I'm saying is I understand, hey, the rich are basically exempt from taxes. All I'm saying is they're baiting and switching it. And if you look at the actual plans, not the rhetoric, it goes after the middle class. And so as Ron Paul has said, the Republican plan will bankrupt us down the road. And the Obama plan will, because none of them are talking about the $1,500 trillion the bankers created in fake derivatives that they got both parties, and the same thing in Greece and everywhere else, to sign on to. So I'm saying...
Okay, yeah. I agree with you about 75% there, too. But the problem is the Ron Paul plan, the Libertarian plan, so like Democrats and Republicans are both screwed, also doesn't take into effect... okay, I know you just had a segment on polar bears swimming across whatever and who cares and this and that. But I care in the sense that the entire eastern seaboard will be under 6 feet of water, and there'll be trillions of dollars lost in that when Greenland melts. Okay, so forget the polar bears. Let's just talk about facts here. Okay, so I do agree. I'm basically a libertarian, but the point is that the first person like Rick Perry, governor of Texas, okay, Mr. Secessionist, Mr. like, guns in every bar and, concealed weapons permits across the states. I have weapons, but I don't take them across state and I don't bring them to bars, for God's sake. But, illegal immigration, another big thing. Oh, we got to stop that. Yet, if we do that, then it doesn't drive the wage down of the middle class, and we don't have workers willing to do that. So the Republican Party is full of hypocrisy, okay? So Rick Perry, anti-immigration, anti-this, anti-that, but all those things like disaffect boards, which make money, the one percenters, all right? They make money off it. So I'm sure there's a lot of pressure and back and forth in the Republican Party, which is why they can't even pass the Boehner bill right now.
But okay? Al, listen, Rick Perry was Al Gore's chief of staff in Texas. He was for forced inoculations. He passed sanctuary cities and then claimed he was trying to get rid of them. There's two Rick Perrys. There's the rhetoric of Rick Perry, just like there's the rhetoric of Obama, and then there's the real Rick Perry, there's the real Obama.
Well, what did it tell you? You know David Icke. Yes. What does that tell you? Politicians are the mouthpiece for the people in control, okay?
Yes.
So what does that tell you? I mean, what does that tell you that Obama says one thing, Perry says another thing? What does that tell you? Listen, I just watched the David Icke documentary, The Matrix, the other day, and you were mentioned on it. Do you know that?
Yeah, I mean, I know David. He's been on the show a lot.
All right. Well, David Icke, I agree with about 75% of him. And the same as you, okay? So we're not adversaries.
No, I know.
We're on the same path.
This is a good interview. Folks are glued right now. Listen, I want to talk about your political awakening, because you listen to stuff you guys did 20, 25 years ago. And, I mean, it is really, politically sophisticated. Back when nobody was talking about world government, New World Order, all this stuff. I mean, what was your process of seeing the world or waking up, or were you born awake?
Well, it's very similar to David Icke, where he was a soccer star. And all I wanted to do was I wanted to ride rodeo. I was a bull rider. And I wanted to be a baseball player, but I tore up my knees, so then I went to bull riding. But something was nagging at me that something is not right here. Okay, something is not right, and it's not what CNN tells you, which is another point I have to make, which is so funny, that the Pentagon finally repeals Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and yet our media centers, whether it's Fox, CNN, or even MSNBC, is basically don't ask, don't tell. They don't ask the hard questions, and they don't tell you the hard answers. So it's don't ask, don't tell in the media. Don't ask, don't tell is gone in the military.
No, they lie by omission, yeah.
Yeah, I find that rather ironic. But at any rate, I knew something was wrong. I just didn't know what. So I started digging into it and started realizing bloodlines and things like that, which I know, okay, Holy Grail and this and that and blah, 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 and this is all a bunch of bull crap. No.
No, they're really into all that. They're obsessed with breeding. I mean, that's why every president in the last 100 years has been totally related, and they're all related to the royalty of England, and they only interbreed with each other, and it's a psychopathic, control freak, unfeeling, psychopaths run it, then under them is an army of sociopaths and sadists. And those of us that are good people and have love, we need to wake up and start really realizing what we're facing and stop being blind.
But it's not the English. The English came later. It actually came from the Merovingians.
No, I know it goes back all the way, yeah.
Yeah. It goes back a ways.
Well, Al, give us your view then. You've got the floor. Your view of who runs the New World Order, 9/11, everything. I mean, spill the guts here.
Well, the bloodline. But, like, if you look at 9/11, it's no different than Pearl Harbor. Roosevelt had 3 days advance. He was trying to find a way to get us into World War II because we were isolationists. We didn't really care. We didn't see how it mattered to us because it wasn't a global economy back then. And so he allowed it to happen. He sacrificed our people in order, ends to a means type of thing, or means to an end. And the same thing with 9/11 and Bush. It's a means to an end. Like Obama, the reason that he's involved in this bloodline is what is he, sixth cousin of Cheney through his mom's side or something?
Yes.
He's got some bloodline, so he's allowed to rule. They're not happy about it, but he's allowed to rule. Allowed. And that's a big word, allowed, because what does that mean? That means that somebody else is calling the shots and they're allowing somebody to be president, the supposed most, important person in the world. So, what we have here is, I go back to, like, Zachariah Sitchin and Graham Hancock, and I go back to, even Von Doniken, okay? I mean, that's what got me hooked on
Chariots of the Gods.
Yeah. I mean, amongst other books. But that's what got me hooked on this stuff. Then I started reading more stuff on it. Graham Hancock is another great person as far as, like, alien bloodlines. And we can't release that because religions, as we know, would go down, and that's not profitable.
You notice now they're having to admit, there's these Neanderthal, and we've done the DNA, and it turns out Northern Europeans are the highest concentration of Neanderthal, and, the genetic DNA is different. And then now you find out for 20 years or longer, they've made thousands and thousands of cross-human-animal clones, but keep the details secret. I mean, we're not in Kansas anymore, and what you're saying, Al, to put words in your mouth, correct me if I'm wrong, we've never been in Kansas.
No, we've never been in Kansas, and we've never been a human race. We're a human race only through DNA altering by species different than us. And the species that are different than us were the Anunnaki. I'm a big 12th planet theory, which is why my label is called 13th planet, which is like, if that's 12th planet, I've even got weirder ideas, so I'm 13th planet. And the called 12th planet is they saw the 8 visible planets. They didn't see Pluto, but they saw the moons of our moon and then 3 gas giant moons, which made it 12 planets through the first telescope. So that's why it's 12th planet. And
now we know there's hundreds of Pluto-size objects out in the Kuiper Belt now. So there is all sorts of... Yeah.
Exactly. And I think the government knows one of them's going to hit us soon. Because, you see... Hollywood sometimes is just complete crap, i.e. Smurf movie or whatever. But sometimes they get it right. Like, I worked with Steven Spielberg, who did Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and I worked with him on AI. artificial intelligence. Although I used to have a joke with him. I told him, like, the band didn't want to do the film because we thought AI stood for Anal Intruder, and it was a porno film. But anyways.
Oh, man.
He got a joke out of that. He actually, like, he would come up with a new AI every day, like Anal.
Okay. But it's a family show. Al, going back here, I forgot you worked on AI. How was Ministry involved in that?
Well, it's funny. We got a call from Stanley Kubrick at my house, and he's like, he really wants us to be the band in the Flesh Fair, and he really wants us to write the music for the film. And I'm like, yeah, right. And I hung up. I thought it was a prank call. And they called back, and they're like, no, blah, 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 blah. And here's Mr. Kubrick, and I talked to Stanley Kubrick before he died. And he was like, no, you're the perfect embodiment of the film that I want to make. And then he died, and then Spielberg took it over and put that damn teddy bear in, with the kid, because he liked that E.T. and the children saving the day thing, and the teddy bear. And that teddy bear was a mess, man. That thing would, like, go down, like, every 10 minutes. It'd be like, the bear's down. Everyone take 10. The bear's down. And so we'd be, like, back there, sloughing beers, waiting for the bear to come back up. Like, I know Stan Winston just died, rest in peace, but, the creator of the teddy bear and many other special effects, icons that we have in our lexicon. But I was really pissed. I didn't get along with Stan Winston because of that bear. And
what did you think of Stanley Kubrick's mysterious death? He refused to cut 27 minutes out of Eyes Wide Shut, stuff the elite did not want seen, because, of course, as we know that... He knew
Eyes Wide sucked. He knew it sucked. And this treatment that I got, I still have, the treatment of the original, was much more about the intricacies of Jude Law in the new city being a male prostitute, and that was half the movie, and Spielberg took it and made it like half teddy bear, and this Donny Osmond, Joel Haley something or whatever kid, which is a good kid, by the way. He's a big Ministry fan. But at any rate, he made it all about teddy bears and kids when Kubrick's message was really profound.
No, I understand that. He took it and turned it into a Spielberg plastic thing. But going back to Eyes Wide Shut...
But wait. Spielberg's a good guy. I mean, I actually like him, and he's so pro.
Well, he's certainly talented, yeah.
I'm not just saying this for job security. I really... He taught me more about filmmaking than I'd had in, 20 years of, trying to do it on my own. Within, 2 hours, I already knew more about filmmaking with him. I mean, the guy's talented. It's just that that teddy bear drove me nuts.
I understand, and then the teddy bears is now in the ash heap of history. But what about Stanley Kubrick? That's who I'm really interested in. That's one of my favorite director. What a mind, and obviously on the inside track, everything he ever produced was basically archetypal for real stuff he believed that was going on. The whole obelisk, 2001: Space Odyssey. It goes on and on. High up with the Illuminist, and the MO is he wouldn't cut 27 minutes out of Eyes Wide Shut that dealt with the elite, and that then he had the heart attack.
He knew that was a mistake. He knew, first of all, getting a Scientologist to play the lead role was a mistake. I mean, he knew that was a mistake. That's why he wanted to really come back with AI, and the treatment that I got was, just mind-blowing.